Hello, guys. So today I wanted to come and talk about really kind of like a revelation that I got. And I guess it comes from a lot of places, but I guess in all, I guess for the most part, it's really coming from this whole thing with what they are coining this woman, the brick lady. Um, but this video is not about her. The video is about the instinct of protection and just some things that, as I have been contemplating, as I've been going over things, Spirit really revealed some truths to me, and I want to share it with you guys. So, okay, many of us got outraged because what was a woman who came up and said that something happened to her and no one did anything and protected her. Okay, so with that being the case, uh, at the moment, there's a lot of people saying that she's lying. There's a lot of people debunking her story. All of that's well and fine. I'm going to come back with something else about that, but I don't really want to focus on that at the moment. What I want to focus on is I think a lot of women's outrage, including mine, was not even about, and okay, I think what a lot of men don't get is that, and I know it was coming out like for black men or whatever because she was a black woman and there were black men around and the whole thing, but I think in all essence, if we really take a look and really look at the whole big picture, I think women would have been outraged if it had been any man. Like I really do. Um, and that is the point that I want to focus on is having that instinct of protection, of being a protector. Now, we've been taught in this society so many things that are wrong, so many things that are backwards, so many things that profited other people over other people, profited certain groups over other groups. One of those, of course, has been, you know, profiting or pumping up men more than women. Uh, and even giving men attributes that are not naturally theirs and actually belong to women. Now, when we begin to say that and realize that, a lot of men get upset because it's always been that was assigned to them. You know what I'm saying? And it looks ludicrous to say that women are the protectors. Like women have that actual instinct of protection. Why? Mostly because men are bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? Men were like put out as the hunter gatherers and things like that. Um, and it's also not to say that men don't have protective instincts. Now, I'm not, just go with me. I'm not saying men don't protect in any situation, and I'm not saying that all protection belongs to women. I'm not saying that. But there's a thing inside of you that is called instinct. It's that thing that makes you just, without even thinking, just jump and do something. You know what I'm saying? Um, something as simple as your kids come home from school. Instinctively, I mean, you normally not going to just lay there or just sit there. Instinctively, you're going to get up, you're going to go. Baby crying. Instinctively, you're going to just get up and go and see what an issue is. It makes you move. It calls you to action. Instinct does, and it's something that you do literally without even thinking. Like it's completely subconscious. It's just it's instinct, you know? And so I think, in all honesty, and what Spirit gave me is that both of us have protective instincts, men and women. Women's is more instinctive. Uh, men's men protection comes from a logical place where normally what they're doing is they're thinking about what they are protecting. So even in the animal kingdom, you have, let's say, male lions, and a lot of males in the animal kingdom. Not all, but a lot of males in the animal kingdom. Normally, the thing that they protect is something that means something to them. So, in other words, male lions are king of the jungle. Like, ain't nobody coming up against a male lion. Like, Now, but the protectors and the fighters, and even, the getting of food and all that belongs to the women, to the female lions. Why is that? Because, as I just said, and as Spirit revealed to me, males protect that which is important to them, that which profits or benefits them in some type of way. Let me give you an example. Whereas female lions are going to, and most female animals, period, are going to protect the babies, the other females, especially those who have just had young, and so they're not like in fight mode, like they just had a baby, and so they're a little bit more, they're vulnerable, and so the other females in the packs of animals would normally protect that whole pack. They'll protect their young. We already know that. That human females are number one with that, you know. And so the difference with the males is that males are going to protect, like I just said, that which is important to them. It's going to be food. If there is a source of food, or a source of um, a place where they are that is plentiful in food, they're going to protect that. Most male animals also protect their place of procreation, or their place of sex, shall we say. So if there is a male animal, usually of any kind, and he has other females and things like that, because I can't think of what animal that really does. I don't know if it's gorillas or what, but anyway, if they have a pride of women, or of women, female animals, they want to protect that, because that's their source of sex. Like, that's their source of mating and so forth. And in the animal kingdom and in the human kingdom, mating is like up here for males. Just is what it is. Um, the other thing that they will protect is, and I think I just put these two together, but their food source. A food source they're going to protect. mating source they're going to protect, and um, a place of comfort and shelter and where they can be. When you get other male animals beginning to encroach on where one male animal is that has all those things, you're gonna see a fight. You're gonna see a vicious fight because in a lot of ways it's survival. It's about his survival, and so as bad as it hurts, and as much as we women don't like to hear it, and we women don't understand it, and it literally outraged most of us women to hear so many men saying that it wasn't logical and it made no sense for them to protect a random woman that they don't know. That was a huge, you know, I was outraged in the video that I made, and I was just like, it's that makes no sense to me and to us as women. And the big picture to that is that because protection is instinctual for women, it's like I said, more logical and a more thing of survival for males to protect. Um, so, like I say, this is where when we hear them saying stuff like, "Oh, I'll protect my mama, I'll protect, my family, whatever," it's outrageous to us because we're looking on the aspect of, but you're bigger and you're stronger and you're able to fight and really protect. And that's true. But at the same time, it's not instinctual for them. They don't have, in so many words, like a dog in just any old random fight. Like they're not going to fight and protect anything that's not, I mean, sad to say, a benefit to them. Um, and so that's kind of the not just breakdown, that is the understanding that spirit really gave to me about why so many males were saying that. And to us it sounds trifling, to us it sounds cowardice, to us women's brains it sounds unbelievable. But as I said, and this video literally is not to like make excuses for men. I'm explaining it because spirit had to explain it to me, because it don't make any sense to me, because like nothing, like protection is instinctual for me. Like I had a brother, I have an older brother, and let me give you another example. I have an older brother that although he's older than me, he had, I'm just gonna say, health issues. I'll just put it like that. And he has a disorder, I'll say, that causes people like to look and to stare and to like, he's very, very bullied in school, even though we didn't go to school together because he's 8 years older than me. But it just, he would talk about it and it's just the way it was. And so listening to that and hearing that, and then like going out in public with him, like going to the store or going wherever with him, and I would see this and I would see people's response, and I see how people would try to treat him or whatever. And it's like I was, like I said, I was 8 years younger, but still my thing was I was very protective. Like I would get in somebody's face way quicker than he would just like, I guess because he was used to it, he would just kind of take it and just whatever. But me, like I was ready to defend, you know what I'm saying, like get in somebody's face for him. um like I said, the greatest example is a mother and her children. Like it just is what it is, a mother and her children. We've all seen that. That ain't something that I even got to sit here and explain. So I'm gonna bring up another scenario because I tried to write it down because I didn't want to be all over the place with this. But um, anyway, me and okay, I'm gonna give you two instances on the difference of protection. Now, my husband, granted, I'm a widow, um, but my husband was a military vet, and he was a highly decorated military vet. I mean, he knew his stuff. I'm not going to really get into a whole lot of it, but I mean, he was on secret missions. He went to many different wars and things like that that was going on, you know. So anyway, he had a lot of training, I guess is really what I was trying to say. So, but I'm going to show you the instinct. I remember a time we were going to pick up my daughter when she was in school. Now, this was before we took her out of school and started homeschooling. So there was like a fight going on, like right in the middle of the street. Like literally, like we turned the corner. It was, the school was like a little bit down here, and it was people picking up their kids, people crossing the street and everything. And there were like these two. I don't remember the situation. I think it was like some girls over here were arguing with this one girl who literally had a baby on her hip, and they were arguing or whatever. And so, we're like, my husband's driving. He's like, we're kind of like on the side of them. They're like in the street, and they just they just start going to blows. Like not the girl with the baby, but the other girls just literally jumped on her, and she dropped the baby. And I mean, it wasn't a thought in my head. I just grabbed the door handle, and I'm getting ready, and I'm swinging the door open. My husband grabs my arm and like, no, that ain't our business. And I told him like the baby. I was going for the baby. Like I wasn't finna get in a fight. I'm the baby. The baby's on the ground. Like I wanted to get the baby. And I don't really remember how old the baby, but it could have been a baby that like could walk. It might have been like a year or something like that. I don't remember. It wasn't like you know, baby like this. It was like maybe a toddler, something like that, or like 1 or 2 years old, something like that. But at the end of the day, the baby fell, and that was what I was gonna do, is grab the baby, or protect the baby, get the baby, whatever. And like I said, he stopped me. He's like, that's we ain't got nothing to do with that. And I always remembered that because um, it hurt me, and I was mad at him because I'm like, well, why don't you do something? You know what I'm saying? And his mindset was basically they ain't got nothing to do with us. So, um, but now there was a time that I do remember when he stood up and protected. Now, I'm not saying that there weren't other times where he protected, but these are times that I distinctly remember. And so this was another time when um, we were at the bus station, and he preferred to go Greyhound or whatever instead of us taking a plane. Um, Long story short, in this particular instance, um, there was a elder black lady. She was standing in line. Um, and I don't remember where we were in proximity to her. I think we were behind her a little bit. And there were these like two white guys who like they didn't look very old, maybe early 20s, late teens, something like that. And these dudes were just like literally trying to bully this old lady. And they literally came from behind and just stepped in front of her, just got in front of her to because she was closer to the window or whatever than we were. We were maybe two, three people behind her or whatever. But anyway, we saw this, and and I didn't have to say anything to my husband this time. He instinctively, when he saw that, he was just like, and I think it was also another dude that got into it. But he was just like, man, like, what's up? Like, why y'all, just come get in front of this little old lady like that, and whatever. And they said something, and my husband was like, okay, well, that's my mama, literally. It's like, that's my mama. Like, we know her. Like, you don't have no right to come get in front of her or whatever. And my husband, even though I don't talk about him a lot, he was huge. He was like 6'4". No, he was like 6'7", 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He was humongously tall. And at that time also, he was really, really big. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, maybe at that time he was closer to 300, closer to three something because he had lost some weight, but he was a big guy. And then he's military. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so at the end of the day, uh, him and then another black guy jumped into it, and so between them two, the white boys, I don't know where they went, but they got from in front of that woman. So, um, and that was great, you know what I'm saying? But to compare, what I'm saying is that what I was about to do with the baby was just instinct. Like that was just instinct. What he and that other guy did for this elderly lady was more, they thought about it and they saw what was happening, but they thought about it and they thought about the fact of, more than likely this could be my mama because it wasn't his mama. He just said, but this could be my mama, like this, like, and it was just wrong as shit, to do, period, you know. And so hopefully, okay, I wanted to bring out this part also. So let's think about war since we're talking about military. Let's talk about war. When you think of war, pretty much all the wars that have been going on, you know what I'm saying? Because America has been in war since, y'all look it up. That's actually something that my ex-husband told me, was to look at how long and how many wars America has been in since its inception. And so, but when we think about war, one of the things that we rarely really see is like a humanitarian type war. Now they'll tell the people that, oh, we're going to protect, this group of people, and these people are being subjugated or whatever, and so, we're going to protect them or whatever. But at the core of it and the truth of the matter is that America, and I don't know how many other countries, but they don't really get into anybody else's stuff unless it's something that's benefiting them. If it's something financial, if it's some type of resource, oil, something like that, gold or something like that, or if it's like land or something like that that they can get and take and dominate and whatever, um, then you'll see America will go to war no matter what they tell us is for. They will go to war for that. And as we have seen as of late, they plant their flag and they don't leave, you know. Um, it's theirs now. It's like a dominance thing, you know what I'm saying? Which is male ego. Um, Also, look at the fact that it's men that go to war. It's men that take us to war. We haven't had women in power that take us to war. So, but yeah, it is usually for something that they have thought about, something that's going to benefit them, and something that is going to um, that they can get out of it. Like I just said about why men protect. Um, and so, I mean, literally, if it doesn't benefit them, I mean, because look at all the countries around the world that are oppressed, that the people are oppressed, that the women are oppressed, and all kinds of horrible, evil things that go on. America doesn't step in, or they don't really step in for humanitarian stuff. They'll tell you that, like I just said, but nah. It's normally if they can get something from that country, from that region, or whatever, then they will step in, and that's really the reason behind what they do. Um, yeah, that's just kind of how that is. Um, and so to wrap this video up, just want to make sure I didn't really forget anything that I wanted to say. But I just wanted us to kind of look at the instinctive part of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Men are just so much more logical. Women will instinctively, like, there are a lot of women who will jump into stuff to help other women, jump into stuff and, have words with somebody because of whatever, you know. And a lot of men will look at it as, oh, you finna get me in trouble, or like, you running your mouth, something, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm gonna have to fight, and all the stuff that could happen if I have to jump into a fight to protect you because you won't shut your mouth. That's what we hear. And the reason that happens, just like I said, is because a woman is instinctive when it comes to protection. A man is going to sit and think about it, and he's going to see how it benefits him. If it benefits him in a way, any kind of one of those ways, food, survival, mating, you encroaching on his territory, something like that, then he will. But a woman really don't have to have those things in order for her to jump into something. And I think that's why a lot of men look at women in that instance as being troublemakers. You know what I'm saying? But just as it's logical, I guess, for them to say, how does this benefit me if I get in this? Um, it's instinctive for a woman to get into something, or have words with somebody, or try to protect somebody or a child or something like that. And a huge problem is that we don't understand each other. And it's the way that our brains work. It's the way that we're biologically made um, to be. But like I say, the world has taught us, and this system has taught us that men are the protectors, mainly because they're bigger and stronger. And men are the protectors because, oh, he has a family, so this is what he's going to protect. And for all intents and purposes, the way men's brains work, yeah, when it is like his family or something like that, then yeah, that would be something that he's going to protect. But that's why they will say, or they are saying now, that some random woman, I don't know, like, what would I protect her for? That sounds crazy to another woman, because we don't have to have anything invested for us to protect. It's just instinctive. So I hope I broke that down enough. And like I said, I'm not at all trying to defend the actions of men that, if they did stand around and not protect this woman, or they saw what happened to her and nobody did anything, and you have men saying that, I wouldn't get involved, I would walk away, ain't my business, all that kind of stuff. My thing was to try to explain what Spirit gave me as to why that happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just the way that we're made up. And it also is to show how society and this system has put us in roles that we're not necessarily designed for, or not that we're not designed for it. It's like we're not, we don't know the truth of how it works. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it's not to say that men don't protect. They do. They just have whatever on what they gonna protect. Same thing with women. Not to say that, women are not protectors either. Women's protection comes instinctive. Like women's protection comes quick. You know what I'm saying? Like and women's protection is also very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Um, when it comes to men, it's to the degree that they're trying to protect what they're trying to protect. And it does become violent and it does become bloody and it does become big because, like we say, as they are, they are bigger and stronger. So you get two big old apes or whatever that is trying to, no, I'm going to use the example of rams because I've looked at a lot about rams and these animals with horns and things like that. They will literally not stop fighting until they die. So one of them dies or is on the verge of dying. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but like I say, it's that brute male strength. You know what I'm saying? That makes it look so vicious. And, you know, for the women or for the females or whatever, the men look at us like we just look the wawa. It's just, da, 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 you know. But it's that instinctual aspect of why we do what we do. And men's, I guess, logical brain of having of what they want to protect and why, because it benefits them as a survival thing, whatever. So uh you guys let me know what you think. Do you understand exactly what I'm saying? um Leave me a comment. um and these are things that I'm learning. These are things that I think other women need to learn. That's why I'm putting it out there. I'm giving it to you just as Spirit gave me, because we do need to know. We need to understand and know how men and women really are different. And in a lot of ways, it's not right or wrong or anything like that. This whole situation with that lady, people, like I said, they're calling her a liar. They're saying she's lying, whatever. It does seem, though, even from the little bit that I've seen, she does seem to have a pattern of doing this. Um, and she's making these GoFundMe. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it actually happened. And nobody like really came out to say, oh, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And, I hope that it didn't. But if it did, you know what I'm saying? They're saying it was a allergic reaction at this point that got her face swole. I don't know. I don't know. But here's the thing. Um, I don't feel an obligation to take back anything that I said because she's the one that lied. Like if she lied, if this stuff is not true, then she needs to retract her statement. She needs to, you know, say what she did. Like everybody who has had an opinion on this is going off of what they saw. They're going off of what was reported. Um, and so no, it's not for me to go back and retract and take back anything that I said, because at the end of the day, the things that I said, despite what she may or may not be saying is true, the things that I said still were true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make a video on that. Uh, so you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment. Please hit the like button. Please hit all notifications so that you'll know when I upload new videos. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you next time.